Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Chris Choreo here and welcome to this episode of 876 Tutorial Tuesdays. Now today's episode will be guided by a question I received from one of my followers, and I'm going to start right with the question because I want to get right into the information. So she says, "Hi Christina, I know you probably won't see this message, but I'm gonna try anyways. I was asked to do some dance fitness classes in the summertime in Canada, and of course they're gonna be Caribbean inspired since I'm a proud Jamaican. So I want to know if you could give me any advice on how to do it. So for example, how long do I include a warm-up and a cool down, etc. The moves aren't the problem for me, just the outline. Thanks in advance." Now, when she sent this message to me, I was just ecstatic. I was so happy and I'm excited to share this with you. But before I start, let me give you a little bit about myself. So, my name is Christina Gonzalez. I am a graduate, a proud graduate of the Edna Manley College for the Visual and Performing Arts. I majored in dance theater and production, for which I graduated with a distinction. I also have the Rex Nettleford Award, the 2008 award in choreography for the most outstanding choreography student. So that's where I got the name Choreo. Chris Choreo, the name just kind of stuck from there. So since then, I've been doing lots of teaching of dance, creative dance, organizing shows from kids right up to adults. So for the last 3 years, I have enrolled successfully and I'm now in my final year of physiotherapy at the University of the West Indies. So what I've been doing as well is taking the knowledge I've been learning from the university and fusing it with my dance, because I do have a very strong background in fitness and I've always wanted to do fitness, but of course my passion is dance. So how can I share more of myself through dance? And I said, okay, let me do some more dance fitness, and it's been working for me and people really been enjoying my classes. So another thing I want to point out, finish my bio now, that's me. Another thing I want to point out on this whole dance fitness thing, there really isn't that much information on the internet, and for that I am very disappointed. But I think it's because dance fitness is such a new field. Some persons will argue that, oh, it's been around since, Jesus was a boy. But the thing is that the fitness market, where you have like mainstream fitness, so for example the resistance training and just typical standard cardio and aerobic classes, there's a lot of information on that on the internet. So but one of the things that is lacking though is this whole dance fitness and how do you structure a dance fitness class. I'm real happy that she sent this message, and I know it will help or benefit somebody who is here on my page, or you can share it with somebody. So many times you go into a dance fitness class and many persons just think that a dance fitness class is, oh, this creative place where I'm going to, just dance, and the teacher will stop and break down the moves, and no, that's not dance fitness. A dance fitness class should be the equivalent of an aerobic class, or what it is that we call a cardio class. And typically these classes last for about 60 minutes. Not for 60 minutes. If you're going into 90 minutes, that's more like a CrossFit training type of champion type of vibe. I mean, there are persons who do fitness classes that go into 90 minutes, but recommendation, when you're going to be having regular persons coming to your class, a dance fitness class, like a cardio, like an ordinary aerobic class, should be 60 minutes long. Also, the intensity of a dance fitness class should be quite high. Right? It's not one of those classes where you come for just kind of chill. It's an high intensity class that is designed to challenge your cardiovascular system. Okay? So if you, for example, were supposed to step into your class and say to your clients, how do you feel on a scale from 6 to like about 20, right? Your rate of perceived exertion. How much do you think you're putting out right now? They really should be at about 13. And 13 on that scale usually represents somewhat hard. So it shouldn't be, oh, it's very, very hard. No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be that you're feeling somewhat hard, you're feeling somewhat challenged, but not so much so that you're dying, you're going to drop out. You know what I mean? So that is what it is. All right. So it is a cardio sort of exercise is going to challenge your cardiovascular system in order to become eventually more efficient, right? So the outline of your dance fitness class. So you want to start with a 10-minute warm-up. Very important. Why do you want to start with a 10-minute warm-up? You're increasing circulation throughout the body, and in increasing circulation, you're carrying oxygen right around the body, which is very important because when you work out, you are going to be increasing, your body will be increasing what is called metabolic reactions or activity in order to supply the body with all the nutrients that it needs so that it will be able to continue to work efficiently. So you want to start by gradually introducing your body to those, or introducing the client's them body and your body, of course, to this nice stimulus that warms the body up. And then another thing too is that, as I am on the topic of warming, you want to increase the extensibility of the tissues, all those contractile tissues like your muscles, your tendons, all of that is happening, you know, when you do that nice warm up. So the 10 minutes is, that's how you start off the class. And then you said because it's a dance fitness class and it should be at that somewhat hard intensity, you don't want to start too slow. You can start at a moderate intensity. So for example, a nice upbeat song that basically stimulates the mind and stimulates everybody want to dance and they start to move and step. So they shouldn't feel like, oh, this is so slow. No, we're going to go into meditation. No, you want to start with a nice upbeat music that gets people's minds involved, get everybody entrenched and say, okay, we're about to start dancing. We're about to start doing something strange. Not something strange. So we're going to get into like a challenge right now. Okay. All right, so 10 minutes of warm up, and then now you're going to go into the body of your class. And now I say to people all the time, the body of your class, which is approximately 40 minutes, this can make or break you, right? So the body of your class is what will guide everything else. So for example, even the warm-up should indicate to the body what you're going to do in the body of the class or in the middle of the class. So if, for example, you're having a Caribbean-inspired class and you're going to be doing a lot of gyrations, you want to start with some slow movements that imitate or mirror what it is that you're going to be doing in the main portion, right? So you need to do a little bit of, 5 cent, 10 cent, whatever dollar, move the hips around, right? Not as vigorously as you're going to be doing it in the middle of the class, but you want to start introducing the body so that it's warm and it's stimulated into knowing that, okay, that's what we're going to be doing. All right, cool. You understand? So now, as I was saying, the body of the class is what will make or break you as a teacher. I usually say to people, there are two ways of doing the body of your class. You can either choose to improvise it. You have some superstar teacher, You may tell you have some superstar teacher that when they're ready, for give you a dance class, them now choreograph a thing. They must stand up in front of you and they must improvise from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Right? They don't need to choreograph. They don't need to prepare before. But what I find is that these teachers are the persons who are usually quite experienced. So they've been teaching dance fitness, aerobics, cardio, you name it, HIIT, you name it. They've been teaching it for years and they know how to lead a group of students, whether they are 80 or 18. They know how to lead people so that they can follow and keep up with them until the end of the class. If you are a newbie, I wouldn't advise you try that. And there's some persons who are fabulous, fantastic dancers and they feel that they can just go in front of a class and just bust a move and the people are going to say, yeah, all right, cool, yeah. It don't work like that. When you're a teacher, you have to think about the movements. Will your students be able to follow you? Because at the end of the day, if they won't follow you, if they cannot follow you, your retention rate is going to be very low. Because you will have 20 people this week and next week you have like one person. And the one person might be an advanced dancer. Or it might be your mother. You understand? So you have to think about that. So you have the superstar teacher and then you also have the teacher who is a lot more structured. So this teacher is somebody who will choreograph their class. They will take the time, a week, 2 weeks, a month to prepare the class that they're going to be teaching their students. So this means that, for example, if you have 3 songs for your warm-up, you're choreographing movements for those 3 songs. If you're doing it, and they just choreograph from the start to the finish. And this, for example, could include, if you have like a 3-minute song, you can have every verse, you have about 3 to 4 movements. And then for the chorus, you have like about a 2 movement or so. And then this is what is repeated throughout the entire song. Now for an advanced dancer, like myself sometimes, this can get rather boring. But what you'll find is that when somebody comes in from off the road, them sit down all day a regular Jane. She not do no dancing from the day she are like 3-year-old or 4-year-old. When her mother decides, say, yo, you're a lady, you need to go to a dance class, a ballet class or something. That's the last time she danced. When she come inside and you give her like all 12, 16 movements for them, she's not going to, best believe she's not going to catch it. She's not going to catch it. So when you show her the first 2 movements for the chorus and say, all right, that's what we're doing for the chorus. This is what we're doing for the chorus. Nice and simple and basic. When the chorus comes back around, you know what Jane is going to do? She's going to repeat that. And she's going to feel good in herself knowing that, oh, so I can dance. I can actually catch this. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't give them too much too soon. So this is why it's important as a newbie to make sure you structure your class, choreograph the sequences so that they are basic. And a nice way to judge this as well is if it's too hard for you as a teacher, imagine your students, them will go keel over and dead. So you have to consider that. All right? Okay, so that is the body of your class. 40 minutes about. Now we reach the cool down. Now when you reach the cool down now, this is where you want to take the body. It's like a reverse. You're taking the body back from point A right back down to point C. Right? It's where you're going to really, one of the things I didn't say before, you have to ensure that your people breathe and exhale through the mouth. All right, but let me go into the end of the class a little bit more. So the cool down is about 10 minutes. This is the end of the class where you're going to take them from this high intensity back down to normotensive state, to that normal state of normal, right? Where they're breathing more normally and they're not dropping down, they're not falling over. You understand? You bring them back to that center of balance. Recentering is what I call it. So you don't need to carry them from, for example, the music, it don't need to move from high intensity to classical monotonous. No. You slow down the music. So for example, if you're doing some high intensity soca, what I like to do sometimes, I'll drop some dancehall, because dancehall is usually slower, right? It's still upbeat and it still really makes people enjoy themselves, but it has a nice slower tone that kind of gets you, okay, cool, it's a little bit cooler now, you know what I mean? And you bring them down just like that. Bring them down just like that. All right, so a quick recap. You want to do 10 minutes of warm-up to really get the body ready for working out. Preparing the body means that you're going to do mirror some of the movements that you're going to be doing in the body of your dance fitness class. Now in the body, that's about 40 minutes long. You're going to do your routines. You're going to make sure the people then stay up at this high intensity level. One of the things that I didn't say is that when they're up at that high intensity, you want to make sure the music that you use stimulates them to keep going. You have to keep music that motivates them to want to dance. You can't use some, if it's, for example, 2020, you can't use some 2018, 2017 soca. I mean, those still are hot, but people want to hear what's current. People like to hear what is popular. All right. And one of the things that I said I was going to mention is breathing. Breathing is extremely important. So for example, when I'm doing classes, in the beginning, at the beginning of the class, you want to make sure that people are breathing, inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. Make sure that they get that pattern of breathing from the very beginning. Controlling the breath is very important. You want to emphasize that to them. So inhaling, exhaling. When you're at the body now of the dance class, within that 40 minutes, the core of the dance class, you want to tell them to focus on breathing out. Why do you focus on breathing out? Because the body naturally breathes in for you. And this is something that I learned as a dancer when I used to do a lot more theater work. So we used to be, we go on stage. I used to dance at the National Dance Theater Company. So we dance on stage and you come off a stage. As you come off a stage, you have to go right back out. And sometimes you'll be on stage for like 5 minutes straight. One of the things that I learned was that the more you breathe out is the more your endurance is just a lot better, because you have a lot more control of the breath that's going out of your body, because the body naturally breathes in for you. All right, I'm kind of repeating what I'm saying, but breathe out is what I'm saying, right? So I do hope that this worked for you. Hydrate. Make sure you tell the people them to hydrate. Hydration and breathing is very important. And yeah, that's it. I hope this really helps somebody out there. Share it with somebody you know is teaching dance fitness, and big up on yourself. See you next week.